Hoy 26 de septiembre del 2022 estamos acá en la central eléctrica de Nueva York, Robert Moses, Niagara Power Plant. Esa es la autoridad central de electricidad de la ciudad de Nueva York, del estado de Nueva York. Así que hoy voy a grabar un video desde acá, desde la central eléctrica de Nueva York en Niagara Falls. Ya estamos entrando, dice abierto, dice bienvenidos, dice este es el proyecto de electricidad Niagara. Bienvenidos. Dice poderosa diversión y aprendizaje. Ahí, esto acá está justo sobre la carretera, dice autoridad de Nueva York, Niagara Power Project. Ahí está, vamos a entrar a aprender más. Estamos explorando el Jahzzar y no podemos ver. Ahí estamos en la planta eléctrica. Tenemos nuestro budget, nuestra cara. Estamos acreditados. Okay. Energía reusable, reutilizable. Conservación de vida animal, transportación limpia, energía reusable, energía preservable, energía sin polución, conservación de parques, tenemos acá la ciudad, energía reusable y bla bla bla, conservación de resources, eficiencia de la energía. Estamos acá caminando dentro de la central de energía acá en Nueva York, y como es lunes no hay nadie, así que todo es para nosotros. Let's go. Provide the access, but then they have nothing to do other than admire the beautiful water in the sunset. We want to create things to be designed around the UPL to give us some historic context. Benjamin Franklin. James Wood. Thomas Edison, Nikola Tesla, Alessandro Volta, Michael Faraday, Benjamin Franklin, James Watt, and William Gilbert. Ok, voy a crear electricidad con mi brazo. Circuitos eléctricos. Para los circuitos. Esto es, acá explican acerca de cómo las luces de Navidad, cuando están todas conectadas, todas se prenden. Y si una está mal, todas se apagan. Acá, en el circuito paralelo, cada una tiene su conexión. Y si una luz está mal, las otras siguen prendidas. Sí, estos son acerca de conductores y aisladores. Y acá dice cuál es un buen conductor de electricidad. Acá tenemos el hierro, es un buen conductor de electricidad. El cobre es otro buen conductor de electricidad, pero digamos si ponemos acá la madera no. Cerámica, no. Glass, el vidrio, no. La goma, no. Pero acá el aluminio, a ver, el aluminio es un buen conductor. Plástico, no. Y así. Acá como muestran cuáles son los conductores de electricidad y que nosotros somos conductores de electricidad por tener agua, por eso tendríamos que no tocar cosas de electricidad con manos mojadas. Ahí está el magneto, está creando electricidad moviendo las agujas de una manera manual. Y acá estamos también con los magnetismos y este es distinto. Este funciona de una manera más rápida. Y ahí podemos ver cómo está ahí arriba las agujas. Todo esto sobre magnetos. Ok, esto sobre transformadores y cómo el cobre está alrededor, y no cómo está alrededor de un hierro, ¿sí? Cómo está envuelto. Mientras tiene más, tiene menos. Tiene más, menos voltaje. Y acá lo vamos a ver. Acá apretamos el botón. Y acá venimos acá. Y acá vemos el voltaje. ¿Sí? Venimos acá que tiene menos, 2400. Y acá vemos la electricidad. Y acá vemos el que tiene muchísimo menos. Y es el que tiene más capacidad eléctrica. Así que todo esto sobre transformadores y cómo está envuelto el cobre alrededor del hierro. Ahora nos vamos acá a usar la resistencia. Sí, vamos a ver. O sea, acá vemos la resistencia en cómo se convierte en la luz, el calor y el sonido. Y acá vemos esto que son las bombitas de electricidad. Y acá dice que depende de cómo nosotros regulemos esto, la electricidad va a ser la fuerza eléctrica va a ser mayor o menor. Acá es acerca del calor. ¿Sí? Dice, este es un secador de pelo. Y ahí vemos cómo la electricidad y las fuerzas depende del calor. Es lo que va a emitir, y acá es la fuerza electromagnética, ¿sí? Pero con la vibración de un parlante. Ahí podemos ver. Están usando las bolitas para demostrar la fuerza del parlante. ¡Tarán! Ok, dice acá la electricidad a través del tiempo. Dice que desde el descubrimiento de la electricidad estática hace más de 2000 años atrás, los científicos y los inventores trataron de encontrar nuevas maneras para hacer que la electricidad funcione en nuestras vidas diarias. Y acá comienza desde 600 años antes de Cristo, acerca de los griegos. Después New World, de electricidad en 1600. 1729, conductividad, positivo y negativo, cargas positiva y negativa, el primer capacitor, Jahzzar, la electricidad, ahí está Benjamin Franklin, Niagara, la primera manera de hacer electricidad proveniente del agua de Niagara, Frog Legs, en 1800, también acá en Niagara Falls, 1800, la primera batería, después electricidad magnética, los hermanos Porter, el motor, el transformador y el generador, la clave Morse, el canal hidráulico, el teléfono, dínamo, este hombre que compró un canal, las bombitas de luz, Edison con una mejor bombita de luz, cómo producir electricidad a través del canal de Niágara, de las cataratas, Edison, Tesla con la alternación, compró las patentes, la primera estación de electricidad, en la central en Búfalo, se descubre el electrón, cómo se convierte el nuevo centenario, después la nueva estación de electricidad número 3, más poder, cómo también se sigue sacando electricidad del agua, el poder de la autoridad, nuevo tratado de agua, cómo colapsó, cómo colapsó este lugar de electricidad, nuevo proyecto Niagara, que es donde estamos, el chip, la primer planta de poder, el primer LED visible, el Intel, un chip microprocesador, la bombita, la nueva bombita de electricidad. Hello Covid. Apple lanzó el primer software incorporando icons, Windows y menús. Wow, en 1984. En 1991, nuevos generadores. Internet para todos. En agosto de 1991 se convierte en disponible para todos. El Bluetooth. Ericsson, IBM, Intel, en Nokia cooperaron para crear el Bluetooth, la tecnología de web. Wow. Live Extension Modern Complete. Niagara Gazette, nuevas licencias. Extensión de la modernización begins en Solar Panels, los paneles sociales. Así que acá estamos a través del tiempo. Acá estoy creando mi planta, puede ser. Ahí también uno puede. Turbinas. Ahí estamos creando. Esa. Solar. So cool.
Team, it's 6 a.m. and New York State is waking up. So there's going to be more and more demand for electricity as the day goes on. Stay alert and keep your eyes on your screens.
Lewiston, wake up. See what's flashing. Lewiston, try to stay awake. If you don't pump more, there won't be enough water in the reservoir to generate the power we'll need later this week. Lewiston, pay attention. You need to turn on some generators. Lewiston, you're generating more power than you need to. Switch at least one generator off. Lewiston, try to stay awake. If you don't pump more, there won't be enough water in the reservoir to generate the power. Lewiston, try to stay awake. If you don't pump more, there won't be enough water in the reservoir to generate the power we'll need later this week. Lewiston, wake up. See what's flashing? Lewiston, you're generating more power than you need to. Switch at least one generator off. Lewiston, try to stay awake. If you don't pump more, there won't be enough water in the reservoir to generate the power we'll need later this week. Lewiston, try to stay awake. If you don't pump more, there won't be enough water in the reservoir to generate the power we'll need later this week. Lewiston, you're pumping too much water. It's wasteful.
Oops. Renovables, solar panel. planta de energía acá en Niagara Falls. Ah, look at this. Look at this. Real power. Okay, let's go to the drive. Ready? What I use every day.
The Niagara Falls project uses water energy, but there are other
Uso mi teléfono, uso el computador, la licuadora, uso el plasma, el window.
the more fuel energy
O todo esto uso.
electricity.
Dice acá, ¿cómo ahorrar energía? Fácil. Programando el termostato, bajando el termostato, instalando algo para que prevenga la pérdida de luz o apagando las luces, obviamente cuando no usamos el cuarto, el agua. Usar diferentes gradaciones de color de luz. Dejar que los platos se sequen con el aire. Usar menos ventiladores. Sellar bien nuestras casas con insuladores para que no perdamos el calor en el invierno. También cambiar nuestros filtros y secar nuestras ropas al aire libre y plantar más árboles. Recordá siempre utilizar las bombitas de bajo consumo. Dice acá, dice que trata de, si vas a usar el lavador de platos, usa la máxima capacidad. También lavarropas, no 2 o 3 cosas nada más. Acuerda de desenchufar cosas que no uses. Y dice cómo tenés que leer tus cuentas de luz. Acá aparte esto. Acuérdate, mejor secar la ropa con el viento y el aire. Niagara. Niagara in the making. Niagara Power Project
Attention Niagara
construction.
Harvest guests, the last movie will begin showing in 5 minutes on the lower level. At this time, we'd also like to remind our power players to make time to stop at the exit station in the reception area. To get your power player photo, print your sticker and tell us about your experience.
Ok, historia de cómo el proyecto Niagara se construyó. Y acá entramos en tipo una mina. Tierra, roca, concreto y metal. Seis secciones en 3 años. Dice que todo el proyecto se dividió en 6 secciones. Construction zone. Todo esto está recreado como si fuese una mina. Forebay. Reserva. Pumped storage. Turbinas y generadores. Clima. Proyecto completado. ¿Sí quedó?
Probably kind of dark and boring. Now think of all the things you can do with just a flip of a switch. Or a tap of a button. It's amazing. Every day, in a million different ways, electricity totally changes our lives. We banish darkness with light. We share ideas with our best friends and bring smiles to our faces. Our whole existence seems to depend upon this totally invisible thing, yet we barely even notice it's there until, well, it's gone. So who makes this stuff, electricity, that we can't live without? How does it get to you and me? And what will it be like in the future when I'm grown up? A lot of the energy we use in New York comes from out here in the Great Lakes. A long, long time ago, during the Ice Age, these lakes were covered by gigantic glaciers. Then, around 12,000 years ago, these glaciers all melted. The water they left behind now powers our lives. Before water becomes electricity, it needs another ingredient: gravity. Gravity tugs and pulls Lake Erie into the Niagara River. Over time, the river eroded away rocks and dirt, making it so the water can pick up more and more energy. How much energy? About this much! So how does all this incredible energy get from here, all the way over to here, or here, here, or here? Well, this is where the New York Power Authority, or NYPA, comes in. NYPA is the largest state-run utility in the United States. It provides about 1/5 of all of New York's power, and nearly half of that from the largest dam east of the Mississippi. The Niagara Power Project. You know, the thing you're sitting on top of right now.
I am Chris Carey, the Operations Superintendent at the Niagara Power Project near Niagara Falls, New York. In my day-to-day job, I spend a lot of time to make sure we're in a position to keep the plant running. Electricity is made from the Robert Moses Dam by pulling water off of the Niagara River. It comes through 2 underground conduits into our forebay. From our forebay, it travels down through the plant to generate power.
And that's the simple way of putting it. To find out how they do this, we'll have to back up a little. You see, before the river gets to the falls, NYPA diverts a huge amount of water into 2 gigantic underground tunnels. They're right there under those 2 towers. The tunnels are big enough to drive 6 cars through, which the workers did before the tunnels were filled with water. The tunnels carry NYPA's hidden river underneath the streets, schools, and golf courses of the city of Niagara Falls.
And you could be hitting your first ball off the 9th hole, and you could have water flowing under you that's making its way to this power plant.
Then it exits here, in the forebay, just above the power plant. NYPA then pumps some of the water uphill into this reservoir.
You could say it's like a huge battery pack or a huge fuel storage device. Our fuel is water. The reservoir will hold 20 billion gallons of water.
Now it's time to turn nature's raw power into electrical power. First, the water from the reservoir passes through the Lewiston pump generating plant, where it produces a small amount of power. The water then travels down the forebay to the Robert Moses power plant. Now it's time to make some serious power.
Gravity is the magic component in this whole thing. It's all gravity that's dropping the water down, and it's what's spinning the turbines.
The water enters the penstocks where it free falls for about the length of a football field. Then the water whooshes through the turbines.
It's amazing to see a whole piece of equipment that's close to 1,000 tons that's spinning at 120 RPM.
Inside the turbine is a magnetic field that rotates around a coil. This creates alternating fields of current that we call electricity.
At any given time, we can put out 2,675 megawatts of power.
That's enough to power over 2.6 million homes. Makes me dizzy just thinking about it. The men and women who run the power plant are always tweaking things. More power on hot days, a little less on cool ones. Then, when it's extremely cold, they're out on the river clearing away ice.
Where we're running 24/7, 365. Water is constantly flowing over the falls. Christmas morning, Thanksgiving morning, we have people here working and keeping the plant going.
The work never ends when you're keeping the state of New York in business. The amount of energy that nature possesses is mind-boggling, and NYPA harnesses just a tiny bit of it. The Niagara Power Project is only the beginning. NYPA also generates hydropower at the St. Lawrence Franklin D. Roosevelt plant, at Blenheim Gilboa, and a whole bunch of other small plants. And it's the best kind of energy, clean energy.
Now, NYPA doesn't deliver its power directly to you and me. Instead, it sends it to big companies, schools, and local utilities. These local energy companies then send the power to your home. To get it there, NYPA's power must first enter the world's biggest machine, the U.S. electrical grid. Think of it as a kind of nervous system.
Buzzing with super high voltage from Niagara to Canada, from Florida to the Rockies. Zooming through the Adirondacks, the Catskills, and out to Long Island. The electricity NYPA makes powers customers across the state. And the people who manage NYPA's part of the machine work close by, in central New York. They're like traffic cops, except they're directing traffic traveling at the speed of light. Every few seconds, they use math to control the traffic, making sure the whole system is in balance.
So that means NYPA needs to make just enough power to match the amount of power needed by its customers. It's a never-ending balancing act, 24/7.
And then there are the people who do the real balancing act.
My name is Mark Leo. I am the supervisor of the line department.
NYPA linemen. Their job is to inspect, clean, and repair more than 1,400 miles of transmission lines.
To be a good lineman, number one, you can't be afraid of heights. There is a tremendous amount of respect for electricity once you come into this career.
The outlets in your home are 120 volts. Up here, it can reach 765,000 volts.
So you're looking at a power line and you don't see electricity going through. You don't know if it's even on. But once you get up there and start touching it with these extended work tools and sticks, and you hear it, you hear the buzzing, you hear the crackling, you see the arc that you draw, it makes you realize exactly what you've gotten yourself into. You work safe, and you make sure everybody else works safe around you, and everybody kind of looks out for each other.
We're pretty dependent upon these guys. And everyone that works at NYPA throughout the entire state of New York. If something goes wrong, somewhere, anywhere in the North American grid, it could be lights out.
That's why energy in the future has to be smarter, more reliable, and a whole lot cooler.
Humans have always found ways to harness the natural world for energy. NYPA is working to create more clean energy every day, like they helped to build this big solar farm at the University at Buffalo. It supplies a whole lot of clean power needed on campus. And solar panels are just scratching the surface when it comes to clean power and natural resources in the world. There's also wind power from wind farms, electric cars that run on batteries that we will charge at our homes with a flip of a switch. In the future, each of us might run our own power plant, bite-sized power, produced in our homes, our workplaces.
The future of electricity is changing before our eyes as we speak. I'm Gil Quinones. I'm the president and CEO of the New York Power Authority. In the future, instead of just a one-way flow of electricity, it will be a multi-flow where consumers like homes and businesses are going to be producing their own power and injecting power back to the grid. The future grid will be what I would call an integrated grid, where there are more distributed resources. So solar panels on roofs, electric cars, batteries, smarter appliances, smarter building electrical and mechanical systems interacting with the big grid. And that is a completely different structure than what we have today. It is going to be an exciting future for the electricity business.
So someday soon, solar panels on Kira's house will power Jamal's electric car. Josh's school will light up Kirsten's office. And Gabriel's trash might crank up the sound at Maria's concert.
This grid is going to be so smart. It will figure out where power is coming from and where it needs to go. And if part of the grid crashes, no problem. The grid will just reroute the power. Power to the people, from the people.
We'll also find new ways to conserve electricity so we won't need to make so much in the first place. It will be up to kids like us to make our future reliable and totally sustainable. So when we reach out to flip a switch or tap a button, the dedicated men and women of Niagara and NYPA will be working 24/7 to make sure that the energy we need will always be there. Clean energy that flows from the magnificent Lake Erie to the mighty Niagara River, all the way to here. The Niagara Power Project.
Vinimos, la pasamos bien, la pasamos recontra bien. Nos dieron nuestros pases especiales con los que escaneamos para poder jugar en todas partes. Espectacular, súper recomendable. Si pueden venir acá a las cataratas de Niágara, vengan a la central eléctrica, acá Proyecto Niágara, súper importante, súper lindo. Se los recomiendo a todos. Besos y hasta la próxima. Nos estamos yendo. Chao. Central de Autoridad eléctrica de Nueva York. Está lloviendo, pero estamos acá en Nueva York, en las cataratas del Niagara. Chao.